snaps his fingers. Now, come on, Olive Garden's waiting. And she's like, whoa, I didn't agree to anything. Hey man, no, but thanks for the wish, since, you can't take it back. Thanks for the extra life. Apollo says, okay, you're gonna be that way about it. Fine, you can have your extra years of life. I didn't say anything about health or youth. So you can stay alive as long as there aren't grains of sand on this beach. But you're gonna get older and older and older. Have fun with that. So what if the Sybil was still around today? What would she look like after 4,000 years? And how would she feel about Apollo? So, Apollo's got that to look forward to. Great reunion. Not only that, but you have met some of the emperors, the evil triumvirate. They're trying to take over the world in the series. Well, you thought Caligula was bad. You thought Commodus was bad. In this book, you get both of them together, combining forces, and they're coming for Camp Jupiter and Apollo. They're coming to wipe them off the map. So there you've got Caligula, and there's Commodus, otherwise known as the dude who's going to play the Joker, which really is kind of the same role, I guess. Wow, it's going to be a tough ride. Fortunately, Apollo is not alone. He has friends like Meg McCaffrey. Oh, Meg, I love her. The daughter of Demeter, a dual wielder of golden scimitars and the lord of all chia seeds. She is ready for battle. You're also going to see some old friends in this that you might remember from the Heroes of Olympus. For instance, Hazel Russ. Hazel, daughter of Pluto, she is back in a big way in the Tyrant's Tomb. And some of you have been asking me online about that old curse that Hazel had, where she used to be able to summon precious metal, but if you tried to spend it, bad things would happen to you. Some of you have been asking, is that still a thing? You will find out in this book. Also in this book, you will see Frank. That one's Liberia. Yes, the great shapeshifter, now praetor of New Rome, Frank John. In this picture, he is like halfway turning into an animal, as you can tell. And as soon as I posted this online, one of my fans said, hey, look, Frank has the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Like, that's even worse than my dad jokes. That's a grandpa joke. Which, by the way, my son tells me a grandpa joke is a dad joke that has expired. There you go. You will also see Ella the Harper. Ella has a a bibliographic memory, and she's been trying to help the Romans put back together the Sibylline prophecies. Well, she has a new home in New Rome, and she has a bookstore, and of course, like any good bookstore, she has a bookstore cat. That's Aristophanes, the bookstore cat, who, as Apollo puts it, is so large, he looks like he ate all the other bookstore cats. Also, of course, Ella has some help trying to put the prophecies together. Tyson! Peanut butter! You may notice that Tyson is sporting some new ink. What's that about? Interesting. Well, if you've ever wanted to read a prophecy from a Cyclops' armpit, you're in luck! This is your chance. That's all I'll say about that. You're gonna meet some new friends, too. One of my favorites, Lavinia Asimov. Lavinia, she's a Roman demigod. Her mom is Terpsichore, the muse of dance. She's into tap dancing. She has bright pink hair, as you can tell. She has enough gum for everyone in the auditorium, so don't worry. And her favorite weapon is the manuballista, which is a giant Roman version of the crossbow bolt. Manuballista basically translates into hand cannon. Yeah, so you'll be seeing her in action. And of course, we couldn't go to New Rome without seeing our old friend, Reina. Reina is back. She's important. Obviously, she's on the cover of the book. And there's a lot of questions about Reina's prophecy too. From the heroes of Olympus, you know that there was a prophecy about her heart not being healed by any demigod, by any mortal. And a lot of you have been pondering, what does that mean? And will we ever find out what happens? Yes, you will in this book. You will find out what it means. And as you can tell from Reina's expression, she has zero time for Lester's foolishness. So, that's a look at the tyrant's tomb, but there's so much more going on. Can you believe it's been 10 years since the heroes of Olympus started? Not even Percy Jackson, the heroes, the second series, been almost 10 years. That's amazing to me. I can't believe it's been that long. But to mark that occasion, Disney has decided to re-release the Heroes of Olympus series with new book covers, because they do that from time to time, just to kind of freshen it up. And I know, if you grew up with one book cover, that's kind of like your cover, and we tend to feel very attached to those. I know I still have the covers for the Lord of the Rings and the Earthsea trilogy from back in the 70s, because I don't want the new covers, I want my ones.
Yep.
And that's totally cool. But this is a way for new readers to come into it. We found a fantastic new artist, Nyla Magruder, who has done a new look for it. So they're going to look like this when they come on. I especially like the Blood of Olympus. I think she did a nice job with that one. So those are out starting, I think, like today. And also, if you know anybody who hasn't read the books, they're also doing this thing. It's like kind of a sampler pack. They're putting out the first of each of the Greek and Roman books together, like Lightning Thief, The Lost Hero, and The Hidden Oracle. And then a bigger sampler pack with all of those, plus the King Chronicles first book, and Magnus Chase. So, I mean, for a lot of you guys, you've already got the series, you've read them, so this isn't really going to help you. But if you know somebody who hasn't read the books, and they kind of want a taste test, this is a great way to do that. Like, think of it as like the snack packs. They have the variety sizes, and you're not sure if you want the sour cream Lay's or you want the nacho flavored Doritos. Here you go. So that's happening. But what I'm most excited about, and you can see me smiling and holding some of these babies. Just in the last year, I got to start my own little publishing company as part of Disney Publishing. It's an imprint called Riordan Presents. How did this come about? Well, over the years, a lot of you guys have had some great questions for me, like, for instance, I read about mythology. Rick, would you ever do Aztec mythology? Would you ever do Chinese mythology? Would you ever do Hindu mythology? There's so many cool world mythologies that you could do adventures based on. But in most cases, I knew that I just wasn't the right person to do that. Like, I love Hindu mythology, but I didn't grow up with it. I don't know it from the inside. And I thought, instead of me trying to take over all these world mythologies for myself, surely there are great authors out there that are writing stories kind of like Percy Jackson. But authors who are from those cultures, who know them in a way I never could. And so instead of me writing them, I said, why don't I take my spotlight and I'll shine it on them and let them tell their stories. So that's what we're doing with Riordan Present. I don't tell them what to write. I don't get the money from it. It's all their deal. They're telling the stories. But I can safely say that if you like my stuff, my editor and I have picked these stories, and we're pretty confident we can say, you'll like these too. A lot of action, a lot of humor, a lot of gods and monsters, the same kind of thing you hopefully like in my books. So we started with the series Aru Shah.